Hey everyone. Mm. Hey everyone, I'm Elocin. I am the modern day sage, and this is an energy update for the collective. Now keep in mind, these readings are timeless, so if you happen to watch this video at a later date, it's okay. More than likely, the message is for you anyway. Okay? Just making sure. My lips, they look a little bit dark. I don't know why. Oh, I had a smoothie earlier. It was like dark berry based. I'm wondering if that's the reason why. Because I don't smoke. I don't know why my lips are. But anyway, hope everyone is doing well. Happy New Year. We're gonna get into these messages to see what the collective energy is looking like. Okay, we're gonna start off as usual with our spiritual AF oracle or inspiration cards to just get some spiritual guidance. Okay, some spiritual inspiration. Thank you so much, Spirit, for these messages for the collective. Please allow this information to come through with accuracy. I want to thank the ancestors, the angels, guides, guardians, God, source, love, and the universe. Ashe. Okay, so I'm gonna wait until one fall out instead. Okay, there we have it. We're gonna just go with these two though. The first one is, what's the best that could happen? You're probably super good at thinking up the worst case scenario, right? You can project all your fears onto a big screen and play them out in vivid color. You can actually feel the anger of the confrontation you haven't confronted, the loss of the job you haven't been fired from, the death of the star you haven't dared to shoot for. Try putting those superpowers to work in the opposite direction. Imagine how you could be surprised and delighted in those same scenarios. Daydream instead of worry. Say hey to that cool A shish. All right. I had to take that Christmas tree down. The cat is in the tree climbing. Okay, so it says here, the secret to being a good human is learning not to take your ish out on others. Learning to STFU, and if y'all don't know what that means, shut the up, okay? A life-changing skill. So learning to shut the F up is a life-changing skill. There's a time and place to express your feelings, but that's usually after you've taken some deep breaths. Maybe like a million of them. Once you figured out what's the difference in between your and their and just that happened. Not every emotion deserves an action. Sometimes you just gotta feel that ish. Take note and let it move through you. If you're speaking when agitated or afraid, you're usually taking your ish out on others. Harming someone else will never make you feel better. It just effing won't. Okay, so what we have here with this energy is, you know, it seems like it's a lot of projecting energy, and you have to be very careful of that energy, okay? If you are noticing yourself getting agitated about a situation that's playing out in your life, but you haven't, you know, the full situation haven't developed yet, it's important to shift your vision to one that is playing out for the best scenario. A lot of times we have a hard time seeing the best case scenario because most of us are wired to see the worst. Most of us are wired to see flaws and expect less than what we deserve because a lot of us don't know what we deserve or feel like we even deserve it based upon our past traumas and the need for healing. Okay, so it's a lot of projecting energy, but with what Spirit is saying, it's really time to, focus on what is the best that can happen instead of like what's the worst, and even changing your narrative, changing the way that you speak on how things are going to work out before they actually play out, because you're actually putting your energy, investing your energy into it, okay? Okay, so let's get some more messages with this collective energy, this energy update. Okay. How has everyone been feeling? Because, this energy has been a doozy, okay? I've been feeling the energy. These upgrades are taking place. We're going through like spiritual upgrades, activations, and things of that nature. And if you have been feeling tired, that's possibly, a side effect of these ascension symptoms that we're experiencing, okay? So if that is the case, I do feel like they are alleviating based upon the 111 gateway that we just recently went through yesterday. I felt in my own personal energetic sphere, the energy lightning, so you can expect some sort of relief. And just be mindful what you are projecting at this time. Keep it real lighthearted, okay? So we have authority, which is the Emperor. We have the base chakra, root chakra. Let me go with this. Okay, we have positive movement forward, which is the Eight of Pentacles. Oh yeah, let's get two more cards. Okay, we have accelerated movement, or excuse me, accelerated motion, which is the Eight of Wands, and spiritual strength, which is the Nine of Wands. Very interesting energy, especially with the 8 and 9 of Wands coming out back to back, okay? At the bottom of the deck is the solar plexus card. So this is speaking of your will, your confidence, your power, your purpose, being highlighted here. There's something going on with your personal power that you are now taking into account, okay? I do see there's healing in this area where it comes to your solar plexus. Let's just get a little information just to see more about the solar plexus energy. Okay. So it has a lot to do with your nervous system when it comes to your actual body systems. And just to go over some of listen to this. When it comes to your solar plexus and it being blocked, you could have been at one point surrounded by negative energy and suffered from like low self-esteem or having a hard time making decisions and even having like control issues, okay? With the solar plexus being blocked, you may have experienced like symptoms of having some sort of fatigue, overeating, excessive weight gain, digestive issues, yeah. So, as I mentioned, you really have to kind of, be mindful of where you are when it comes to your self-empowerment, okay? And if there has been anything in the past that has brought some sort of stress or conflict, you know, it's time to really heal from that. Like I said, there is healing here. Okay, there's some sort of activation, or, you know, your solar plexus is becoming lighter. It's being realigned and balanced and activated. Okay, so you might find yourself shining more, being more of yourself, being more authentic in yourself, and not being afraid to relay that out into the physical world, because we have a lot of physicality here, with especially with the base chakra. It's dealing with the 3D, or dealing with your foundation. Okay. So, oh, this is very interesting. I'm still looking. The solar plexus chakra is associated with self-acceptance. Like I mentioned, being your authentic self, okay? It says here the shadow of solar plexus energy is shame, okay? And I'm gonna read this here. Physical signs of the solar plexus chakra shadow. If you hold yourself to impossibly high standards, set unreasonable expectations for yourself or others, or have little tolerance for failure, you are likely driven by a solar plexus wound. Somewhere in your unconscious, shame is alive and is obstructing your unlimited potential. When you heal this wound, your limiting belief systems dissolve, and you realize that your vulnerabilities and imperfections are the things that draw people and opportunities to you. These are the parts of you that others love most. The roots, that's the base chakra, of your worthiness. The gift of the solar plexus chakra is self-acceptance. To heal the wound of shame, we must move from judgment to worthiness. Self-acceptance is about identifying all the things we judge ourselves harshly for and welcoming them back in. It's about acknowledging that all things we judge others for are reflections of the parts of ourselves and hiding. Acceptance says all of you is welcome here, especially your vulnerabilities. So, the more you accept yourself, the more the more worthy you become. You cannot create anything in your life that you do not believe you are worthy of. So, this path is essential to growth. To receive love, you must be worthy of love. To create financial wealth or professional success, you must be worthy of it. To have a loving partnership, you must be worthy of it. So, if you are trying to create something in your life and your momentum has plateaued, it may be time to heal your solar plexus chakra. Here are these 3 exercises to help you start. So, number 1, it says always start with awareness. And by the way, I'm getting this from the mindbodygreen.com article on shadow qualities of solar plexus and how to find its gifts. So going back, it says, you know, when you want to pick up momentum again, it says start with awareness. Always start with awareness. Reframe and discover your gifts. It says using this list above, identify each thing on the list list has served you. Okay, yeah. And then it says confront your critic. We're not really gonna get into the details of that, but what I will say, if you want to look for that article, you can always type in the shadow qualities of the solar plexus, okay? But we are getting to the healing of that. And even underneath that, we have balance and harmony. So this is really coming into harmony with yourself, and with your self-authenticity, with your worth, you knowing how worthy you are. I have a reading on Facebook because I've been going live on Facebook. And if you are interested in these readings, you can go to Facebook. You can either follow me on the Modern Day Sage page, or you can follow me on Elocin Ned'RAH. Preferably both, because ain't no telling. I ain't got no schedule. That ain't me. I'm gonna do a reading when I want to do a reading, when I'm feeling it. But the last reading that I did do was on the Elocin Ned'RAH Facebook page. Somehow I'm going to link both Facebook pages, and you can follow me on Facebook because I've been on Facebook. Okay. So let's clarify this energy of the solar plexus. Recovery. So if you haven't been feeling like yourself as of lately, you are recovering from that dark place, okay? You are recovering from a possible blow to the ego, or just not necessarily feeling as confident as you would normally feel. With it being a recovery, you know how it feels to be at a certain level of self-worthiness, or just knowing who you are. But there may have been something that happened along the way that kind of took you off a path of you really being your authentic self. So now you're going through the stage of recovery. It's being recovered back to you, okay? A lot of spiritual work. Your spirit team is working on your behalf. This has been something very spiritual. Look, we have a solar plexus card here. And spirit is really working on your behalf behind the scenes to bring back your joy, which is responsible for you feeling authentic, because it is your natural birthright to feel good. It's your natural birthright to be happy, to be joyful. When you are not in alignment with yourself and you start feeling miserable, or you're just feeling off, it's because you're out of alignment with your natural birthright. But spirit is granting you access back to that place of Eden. Okay? It says here, with the joy card, the vibrational energy is walking on air. A pure essence of joy comes through detachment. So there's a lot of things that you have let go of. And it's possibly, that need to prove yourself, or to seek validation from anyone, or from, places or things or people. Okay, you're working on that wounded place that you may have been accepting at one point of time, or even saying that's just the way it is, thinking of the worst case scenario in that case. But it says here, Daisy yellow brings a joy but does not experience it. Its purpose is to radiate what is outside. This powerful energy moves you to project forward. So this is, once again, like I said, this is the energy of really projecting, okay? You might not necessarily see the manifestations of what you are creating at the time, but you're supposed to project it forward. You have to be in that vibrational energy to know that everything that you desire is within your reach. Okay? You just have to project it forward. And with the solar plexus being activated, you're going to use your solar plexus, your power center, to project it forward. It says here, it is too detached to be creative, but will draw assistance necessary to further your goals. Okay, so that's not, your solar plexus isn't the energy center for creativity. That is your sacral chakra. But the solar plexus is more so like a manifestation center, where it does exert power. When you are confident, you feel unstoppable, you feel fearless, and you feel like you're ready to conquer the world. This is the energy that spirit is most definitely unlocking and recovering for you to be able to see your projections through on a more positive note, because you're going to start experiencing more positivity and more joy in your life. Okay? And you should start feeling that now, especially if you have been feeling kind of rocky or not like yourself. Okay? You should start feeling it now. Let's move forward. We have the Emperor or the Authority card. This is you taking your stance. This is you being powerful. This is you shining and glowing. You really taking authority over your purpose here. You being a boss. This is boss energy. Okay, and this is like just who you are. Taking ownership and authority over your life, over your circumstances. Being confident. Being self-assured. This is how you're starting to see yourself now. This is your perception. In the next few days, your perception is changing if it's not already changing now. You are starting to see yourself as the authority figure. Whether that's in business, whether that's in a place of leadership, whether that's like you just seeing yourself differently in your life, showing up differently in your life. Your whole viewpoint is changing. What's up? Trickery and destiny. It's like nothing can throw you off of who you are. I mean, this is your destiny. There's nothing that can trick you up. Come here. Come here. Ew. I'm sorry. This is my new kitty. Her name is Winter, and she's just chirping over here. Hi. Okay, so yeah. This is your destiny. It is your destiny to be in authority, you know, to have rulership, to be in a position of power. And that's why this solar plexus energy is being activated. There's a lot of activations going on the beginning of this year. The 1111 portal, I said 1111. I keep saying 1111. The 111 portal, the 111 portal, was most definitely a portal of heart awakening. Now the energy has went from your heart down to your solar plexus, okay? Where now you're working on your power and your authority. Okay, and this is going to be done in a very real way because we have the base chakra. Those things that were mentioned, let's read. I want to read the shadow of the root chakra because as I picked up the root chakra card, I'm seeing like the link to the shadow of the root chakra card. So it says the root chakra shadow could be keeping you from authenticity. So these two go hand in hand, okay? Like you showing up being your true authentic self and having authority and knowing your birthright and knowing your divine placement in this dispensation, in this moment in time, is what's being highlighted and what spirit wants you to know, okay? So it says here, the shadow of the root chakra is repression. Have you been holding yourself back? This is the oldest wound there is. It usually forms at a very young age as we repress parts of ourselves in an attempt to secure love and acceptance. In the early years of life, being loved and accepted by our primary caregivers is critical to survival because we actually do need them to care for us to keep us alive. So when we feel as if that love is threatened, the primitive flight or flight response kicks in, and we fear for our survival. We quickly and instinctively learn to repress the parts of ourselves that we believe are unloved or unlovable, and we selectively express the characteristics and behaviors that our caregivers respond lovingly to. These moments in early life, when we feel unloved, are often simple misunderstandings. But whether we are truly loved or not is irrelevant. What drives the wound of repression is the perception that expressing ourselves may result in rejection or abandonment and threaten our security. The ways we respond to this belief begin to shape our personalities and the rest of our lives. Through this wound forms, oh shit, shoot. Though this wound forms in the first 7 years of life, it plants the seeds for a lifetime of inauthentic and incomplete expression of oneself. As we mature, we know that human survival is not dependent on the love or acceptance of others, but on a cellular level, it feels that way. And we remain deathly afraid to fully express ourselves until we become conscious of this wound. We cannot heal it. It says here the physical signs of the root chakra shadow. Many of my clients with root chakra issues are very unhappy in their corporate jobs. They desperately want to pursue another career, but they are terrified of losing the stable paycheck and benefits, and they're equally fearful of what their friends and family would think. When we explore their dissatisfaction, we always find dysfunction in the root chakra. We discover that they didn't choose their current career path because it's what they truly wanted. Okay, they didn't choose it because of it being what they truly wanted. They chose it because it made their parents proud, or it paid well, or provided job security or social prestige. We discovered that they have been repressing parts of themselves for so long, they couldn't even remember who they authentically are and having a clue what will actually make them happy. If that's the case, shoot, I would have been a stripper. Nah, I'm just playing a little bit. No, I didn't want to be no stripper when I was younger. I mean, I'm, to be honest, just me sharing, like, I believe I kind of broke free from that paradigm of, it might be some things that I'm still repressing. But I always felt like I was a witch, and, I'm doing witchy stuff. Really, I'm a witch. I'm a spiritual practitioner, so you just gotta, like, especially if it's something that you wanted to do when you were younger, you gotta kind of go back to your roots and figure out why is it that you're not tapping into those things that you wanted to do when you were younger. Is it because of it not being practical? Once again, dealing with your root chakra, it's not going to support you. You're not going to have that acceptance. But whatever it is, that is who you were divinely created as. Okay, so this has a lot to do with, your destiny and just seeing yourself as that authority. A lot of us are healers. A lot of us are spiritual workers. A lot of us possibly did make potions and play with herbs or dirt and being outside, flowers and stuff like that. And just like really believing in magic, So it says the gift of the root chakra is trust. This is like really trusting yourself. Okay? In order to have support with your shadow, it says, once again, develop awareness, confront your fear, and use your imagination. All right, so let's clarify the root chakra or the base chakra. Sorry. All right, so we have prayer, service, and rejection. So a lot of us may have been negatively affirming ourselves about the things that we really want to show up and do in the world based upon being rejected for it. Okay, so you're rejecting or suppressing an aspect of yourself that's deeply rooted into who you are based upon, being also, let me just say this, deeply rooted into who you are and what you're destined to be and what you are meant to do as a service to humanity based upon that fear of not being accepted. Okay, but what we're seeing here is being able to move forward very positively, projecting a more positive manifestation moving forward. You're growing. There's going to be growth here. I mean, like, when it comes to this journey, this spiritual journey or this ascension journey or the journey to becoming your highest potential, it's going to be like back and forth, in and out, all around sometimes. Sometimes you're going to have to loop around and do certain things over until, you fully see. And that's okay. But with each moment or each, thing that you, each adventure, each experience, you are growing. And Spirit wants you to know that, like, there is no such thing as setbacks. It may feel like a setback, but you have to change your projection about it. You have to change your perception about it. You are the expert. Sometimes when it comes to becoming the expert, you have to experience things on a deeper level. You have to go through things that a lot of people haven't been through, because you're going to have to go through the experience to be able to tell people or show people how to get out of it. Okay, so with this is the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, and the Eight of Pentacles is that energy of self-mastery. Really sitting down, working hard on your skill, okay? Becoming that master. And that's exactly what this is. You are growing. Even if it, like I said, it felt like setbacks. But, moving forward in this positive movement forward is happening quickly. You are growing at a huge rate. You are growing. Things are happening quickly. Like, it's a lot of things happening behind the scenes, as I said before. You're moving quickly on this path. Here's your self-worth. You know who you are. You are now being positioned or positioning yourself, having that authority over your life to put yourself back on the throne. Because that's where you belong. Guilt. Why is guilt here, Spirit? You should feel guilty. I'm sorry. You should feel guilty for taking yourself off your seat. No, I'm just playing. Let me see. Trickery. Possibly being guilty for believing in that lie, believing in fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real and taking yourself off that seat and creating scenarios that you did not need to create based upon you not knowing who you are, not knowing your birthright, based upon you not knowing what you're worthy of and projecting that energy into a worst case scenario to where that worst case scenario became a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay? But that's all changing, okay? You have become so much bigger in the spirit now. You have spiritual help. You are breaking through a ceiling here, okay? Whatever type of shadow wounds that you have dealt with, you are now learning to accept those things and working on changing the energy behind that. Okay? Where you may have felt stuck with that ceiling, that's exactly what it was saying, like being at that plateau. Now it's time to pick back up that momentum. And you are picking up a momentum beyond that plateau and breaking through a ceiling that you've been at. When it comes to you knowing your worth, when it comes to you getting in position to be your higher self. Passion. You are being released into your passions. You are becoming more passionate about where you stand in life in general and showing up in that way. Being passionate about your growth, about where you are, who you are. Okay, let's get some more messages. Let's get a healing oracle. You know, a lot of times I read the author's interpretation of, or their message, their channel message for the card, because they know exactly what they wanted this card to say. You know, intuitively you can pick up things, but they had a specific message for this card, for the, you know, whatever cards they have in their deck. And I like to read their interpretation of the cards because I may say it one way, and a lot of times I say it my way, but then I turn around and read the message and it's the exact same thing that I'm saying, but said differently, to where that information may click just a little bit deeper, or you may even draw more things from their message as well, you know? So for those who ever wonder, like, why does she read all those messages? It's because, you know, everybody has a perception, everybody has a perspective, and, you know, it's good to get others' perspective. It helps bring more pieces to the puzzle so you can get a better overall view of what's being said, what Spirit is trying to say here. There's too many cards, Spirit. One card, please. I'm just gonna do one card, Spirit. One card. Okay. Say what you mean. Take some time to clarify what you need to communicate and to whom. Honest communication begins with you. Take a moment to connect within and ask yourself, in what area of your life are you hiding and denying how you feel? Does your relationship with your partner need revamping? Are there things that are not working? Who are the people in your life you must be honest with? This is your opportunity to take back your power and share clearly, wisely, and honestly what does and does not work for you. When you feel vulnerable, you can be easily swayed to say what you feel the other person wants you to hear in order to keep the peace. The message of this card is that you need to say what you really mean, whether someone likes it or not. Oh. All right. More messages. Let's get an archetype card. And if you are now live with me, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. I have 4 people here and 3 thumbs up. Go ahead and click that thumbs up. Thank y'all for joining, by the way. I hope these messages are resonating and being of some assistance to you. Ooh, that's too many. Oh, well, I caught this one. Let's do this one. The Shaman. The Shaman. The Shaman. All right. We got some skulls here. A serpent or snake, a hand, a diamond, a gem, out in outer space. These cards are beautiful. What number is that? That is 16. I think. No, wait. Yeah. 16. Okay. Okay, it says here the shaman, the magi, the sorcerer, the medicine woman. Okay, it says 3 archetype ingredients constitute the shaman, and all must be present in order to reveal its magic first. First, the shaman is activated by long-standing and diligent study, the mentor. Second, its orientation is generously and accurately aimed towards the healing of the self. The other in the culture, healing of the self, the other in the culture, the healer. So that's kind of like the energy that we were picking up on, actually, because, you know, that's that self-mastery. The 8 of Pentacles, where, you know, you have to go through certain experiences to become the master, to study. All right. And then, like, with the healing, you know, healing is coming in. A lot of times we have to be the healer of ourselves. We have to know exactly what to do in order to be able to help someone else. And it says the third is the shaman. The shaman has a knack for finding doorways to the other world, allowing psychic visions and old magic to leak into the world, the unseen. In this way, the shaman is a master who bridges the everyday and the sacred, revealing potent power needed desperately in our time. Yet, where this is power, there is shadow. Let me read that again, because I know I'm like, woo! Yeah, where there is power, there is shadow. So, and that's why, like, Spirit led me to this website. Now is the time to really bring heaven to earth, okay? Being that bridge, being that shaman. But Spirit led me to this website for a reason. To, like, read the shadows of your solar plexus and your root chakra. So you can work on that and heal it. First is becoming aware of it, though. All right? And you are that bridge to bringing heaven on earth. But you have to be in your divine position. You have to know who you are and stand in your authority to do such. So, the shaman, must be vigilant in studying their darkness. This card reminds us that the force of healing is ultimately not our own. We must shape it and share it with the world. This is like very interesting energy. Okay, so with this activation, there is most definitely not only healers, but shamans. It's a difference from what they're saying, you know, being able to take all those different elements and be willing to stand in the darkness to help become that medicine man or woman for others based upon your experiences and what you've been through. All right. We're not gonna stay too long with this because I had a smoothie and I'm not feeling well. Let's just say I'm not feeling well. My stomach hurting. It's hurting real bad and I need to like get off this live, okay? I had put vitamins in it and like for whatever reason, like certain vitamins hurt my stomach. Let's get a Archangel. Okay, that one just said bloop. It's 2 of them, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it because they just came on out. Oh, it's 3 of them. I'm gonna take them. What's interesting was this was the first card, which was on the cover. Hi, Kendall. I missed your message. What did you say? Thank you. I'm gonna feel better once we get off this live. Maybe I need to drink some water. But yeah. Yeah, vitamins are like extra stuff. It's just really extra in my body, but it's important to build your immunity because that is your shield and your protection. All right, so Archangel Christine says, accept the Christ light, act with wisdom and loving compassion. The guidance here is your guidance is to open up to Archangel Christine and allow her to fill you with Christ's light as well as wisdom. Know that from the moment you invoke her, she starts to pour unconditional love and golden wisdom into you. She helps you experience everyone and everything from an enlightened perspective. Take a moment to feel her energy flowing in your mind and then consciously beam the light you have received to others. Archangel Christine calls on you to approach every person you meet today with wisdom and loving compassion. Notice how they respond to you. In addition, treat situations around you with, how do you say this? Sagacity. I need to know what this word means, y'all. Hold on. Pronounce. I don't know what that means. I guess treat everyone with sagacity. Sega City. It says Sega City. Let's see what it says.
Sagacity.
Okay, so what does it mean? The quality of being sagacious. Oh, okay. What does that mean? Okay, so sagacious means having or showing keen mental discernment and good judgment. Being shrewd. Okay, very well. To the exact distinct that you exude wisdom and love and compassion. Archangel Christine will help your life to transform. I don't know if I've had this card before. Lady Gaia. Your challenges are lessons. You are loved and welcome on Earth. Okay, Lady Gaia. Earth is a unique mystery school where your lessons are brought to you as experiences. You agree to incarnate now when there are great but testing opportunities for accelerated ascension. And know that you are ascending and you're ascending at a rapid rate. Okay, so your guidance is to examine a challenge that is currently being presented to you. See, and that's what I'm saying. Like, even though I say it one way, Spirit can come back through these channel messages from the creators of these oracles to back up what's being said in a very different way, but saying the same thing, because what we saw earlier in the reading was you having to go every which way, which Spirit revealed to me. You know, you might feel like the path is upward and straightforward, but it's not like that. You have to loop around sometimes. You have to veer off and come back just so you can gain the wisdom necessary, because that's the way of the expert. That's the way of self-mastery. You have to do something one way. If it don't work out, okay, don't give up. You got to do it a different way. If it don't work out, okay, don't give up. And being that you did it like 3 times already, and you debate whether you should do it again, if you do decide to do it again, don't go in there already expecting the worst case scenario. You still got to keep your mind in a mindset of, oh, it's going to happen. But now what's happening with this new level of ascension that we experience on the 111 portal, you are stepping into your divine birthright. So now you are the authority, and what you say is going to go, period. That's like being, you know, mom or dad, like what you say, go, period. So it says here, is this a repeat test? Didn't I say that? Is this a pattern you need to explore? Are you being called to be strong or to detach yourself, to forgive or be generous, or to act in some other way? Resolve to do what you need to do. Once you have passed the test, that person or situation will not return. Within you is a magnificent spiritual diamond that gets brighter as you polish it through learning your lessons. When you master them, pure white light radiates from you. This card calls you to stand in your power and to help to nurture our unique planet. So it's very interesting, because in the other card I noticed a diamond. You know, diamonds are built from pressure, okay? But also you might want to work with diamond energy. If you have like real diamonds, I ain't gonna say real diamonds, but you know what I'm saying. Like diamonds, like might want to work with the energy of diamonds, or even the Herkimer diamond, which may be beneficial for your energy at this time. Archangel Amethyst. And you might want to work with amethyst too. This might be a time that you really want to work with certain crystals. Purify your life with love. Prepare for something better. Drawing this card suggests that you are ready for ascension leap. However, you must first transmute any vibrations that no longer serve you. So you are being asked to examine your life. Is anyone holding you back? Do you feel stuck in a particular area? Is your work satisfying, or is it time for a change? Do you need to release an old belief? When you have identified issues, people, or energies that have fulfilled their purpose, ask Archangel Amethyst to help you release them with love. Call on her to bathe you in her amethyst light and to transmute all lower vibrations. Know that she is doing all that you allow her to do in order to assist your transition. The power of your new vision will attract different people, work, or situations into your life, Ensure that your thoughts are positive so that you replace the old with something better. I paused for a moment because I had to scan upward to see if she was associated with Archangel. No, I'm sorry, he's not an Archangel, but Saint Germain, who is over the violet flame. The violet flame helps to transmit like old negative heavy energies into love. into love. So it's like, you know, it's like a mantra that you could say. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. And that's exactly what happens when you are, you know, when a diamond is formed. It is formed under heat and pressure. You know, all the impurities are being pushed together, or it's being burnt off pretty much, to reveal the diamond. And that's exactly, you know, what the violet flame is. But they're saying to call on Archangel Amethyst, and she will assist you with her amethyst flame. But I'm also hearing Saint Germain as well. Okay, so we have the work. No. We're gonna do this and finish up with the Isis Oracle. And by the way, Happy New Year. Like, I'm so like into the message, like I ain't even like here for real. Still saying Happy New Year. All right, thank you, Spirit. There's too many cards. I'm ready to move on, Spirit. All these messages. We only need one from this deck, Spirit. Thank you. I'm flexing my spiritual authority. All right, we have Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. Okay. Okay, it says Akasha exists in the 5th dimension, which is what we're doing when we ascend, and the Library of Souls. Also, contracts, history, gifts, lessons, and more exist here. So that's very interesting. Like, when it comes to ascending, you know, to be honest, oh, hey, you're welcome. When it comes to ascending, like, to the 5D, you know, I believe I've already done that just because I'm able to tap into the Akashic. And those who do come here on the planet are already in the 5D, or have access to the 5D, but may not be operating in that frequency yet because of being distracted, you know. I do believe, just me, I'm just sharing, like, from my personal experience, I believe I do have, like, first and foremost, I'm a Sagittarius. And as a Sagittarius, we're mutable. So we tend to jump around, you know, we go this way, that way. And I've been on this journey of ascension for some years now. But as a way shower, or even as a shaman, you do have to go back and help others. So if you find yourself in the 3D when you're paying attention to what's going on in this world at this time and being fearful of it, that's because you're operating in 3D. You need to ascend to the 5D. 5D and beyond, where you're not going to be touched. But if you're still in the 3D, oh, you're going to be touched. You got to come up out of 3D. You got to come up out of 3D. You got to come up out of the world. Because this world, you know, it don't serve you. You know, I ain't here to bring no fearful messages, but if you look and see what's going on, you already know what's going on. Pay attention to the weather. Pay attention to what's going on overseas or the rumors of wars. You know, we got a lot going on. Like, even in our own country. You know, people are afraid to send their kids to school. People are afraid to eat the food. We gotta be mindful, y'all. The 5D is real. Like, I'm here to tell you, like, the 5D is real, but you gotta get your vibrations right. You gotta make sure that you're vibrating high so you can, like, ascend up out of here. Ascension is real. This is that time where, you know, there is a gateway. There's a bridge that has been built already to have experienced heaven on earth. Just from, you know, we getting out of that because that's not who we are. But there's truth to some of that. It's truth. You know, it is a truth. Especially if you are an individual that believes in Christ consciousness, which is, you know, that state of enlightenment. You know, whether you believe in Jesus or not, it's still a Christ or anointed one. Being anointed, being the chosen one. Like, if people claiming, you know, there's chosen ones out here, that's Christ consciousness. You being chosen for a reason. So, with that being said, you know, there is a prophecy. There has been many prophecies where there's going to come a time where there's going to be peace on earth. And that bridge is already here. Like, in the Native American prophecies, you know, they speak of the rainbow children. In Christianity, they speak of a time frame where there's going to be heaven on earth, where there's going to be like a reigning with Christ. You know what I'm saying? For a certain amount of time, and then after that, it's going to be complete destruction. You know, it's already destruction happening, so you might as well just like come on over to the other side. You might as well get your vibrations together and ascend up out of here by doing what you got to do. You know, if you don't know what to do, contact me on Facebook. You know, it may take some discipline and self-mastery, but you can do it. I'm here to say that you can do it. Like, ask me if I watch TV. Where TV at? Where TV at? You know, like anything that will, you know, it's cool for entertainment every now and then, but you don't want to get attached to certain things. That's important. You don't want to get attached to certain things. Like, even when it comes to like relationships, you don't want to get attached to that. You don't want to get attached to anything. Not even your kids. Like, if you have anybody in your life that's causing you any type of emotional turmoil, you might as well let them go in your mind. Like, even though you ain't necessarily like saying completely F it or F them, you have to let go of that stress behind that, because it's important for you to be light. Love and light. Like, when it comes to light, not just illumination, but your heart has to be light. You can't be walking around with a heavy heart expecting to help anybody, because then you're going to connect with somebody and start trauma bonding. Anyway, let me move forward. Okay, let me read this message. A soul contract, history, gifts, lessons, and much more exist here. We each have access to this information of the past, present, and future, and can easily tap into it anytime. While we have free will, there are also points on the timeline of our lives that we are predestined or pre-planned soul contracts or agreements that were made before incarnating. It could be a company you choose to work for, a relationship you plan to have, or a person you agreed to mentor or help. Whatever it is, know that it is divinely guided and will not bypass you. If you are waiting for a sign to proceed, this card is it. You are likely living out an important part of your soul's journey, and you are exactly where you need to be. This is very exciting indeed. It's time to call in the support of your helpers, both in the physical realm and the spiritual world, to trust the signs coming, to take note of your dreams, to notice any feelings or visions that you receive, for you are tapping into the wisdom of the Akasha, and you are being given the go-ahead to proceed. Okay. And our final message of this energy update is coming from the Isis Oracle. It's really nice outside, you guys. It is 66 degrees here in the Metro Atlanta area. And I have my window open. It's about to rain very soon because it's a little dark. It's not sunny, but this is wonderful weather to just chill. I'm looking for my kitty. Kitty! Winter! Winter! Is this one card? Oh, it's two, but we're gonna go with this top card. So I just want to say Isis is showing up. It says the goddess of 10,000 names. You know, Isis, who else is she? Hathor, and whatever other name she goes by down, you know, the divine feminine, down the line of history. So Isis is coming up, but right here it says, enter the chamber of healing. Healing in the divine chamber of the Lady Isis. All right. It says here, a spiritual gift of healing is coming to you now. Be open without expectation of preconceived notions and allow the healing from the Lady Isis, mistress of magic, to help find the best solution for any situation that does not appear to be as it should be. Take your time and create space into which her magic and energy can flow now. Expect your miracle. This oracle comes to you as a messenger. Prepare for great changes because they are on their way now. When the divine Lady Isis offers you a healing gift of magic, it is something to accept as a gift of unconditional love, with open arms. It will be offered without agenda, with the only intent being for your highest good and spiritual growth. It will not necessarily look or feel like you expect it, but you will realize in the unfoldment of the process or circumstance that it was a spiritual healing gift from the divine, even though you may not have immediately recognized it as such at the time. You will be able to recognize the healing by the experience of it and its effect, even before the complete resolution of the issue at hand. The experience will be that the issue is somehow lifted from you, and the effect will be that the issue seems genuinely out of your control and yet not out of your control. This is the way that the gift of healing comes to you. Time and sacred space to contemplate and reflect is extremely helpful to receive divine intervention as consciously, swiftly, and fully as possible. Sacred space can be a physical place that allows you to put your day-to-day activities and thoughts to one side and instead indulge in just being as you are in the moment. It might be a place in nature, your meditation place, or healing room, or a sanctuary that you have where you can be alone for a time, or even a meditation group or healing circle. Sacred space allows you to simply be, to not have to think, sort things out, or analyze, but to open, rest, allow inspiration or guidance to come as and when it chooses, and to allow for the mysteries of healing to occur. It is important when entering sacred space that we do not set an agenda or have specific expectations. We do not have to think anything more than I dedicate this space to the divine within, when not attempting to find solutions, but actually actively letting go and mentally and emotionally allowing ourselves to go into a peaceful state, relaxed but not numb. We can often have guidance, inspiration, clarity, and knowing dropped into our awareness. We don't need to actively seek these things. They just happen when we create open space. Healing happens most powerfully when there is a space of openness and allowing. We let go for healing to flow. Time and sacred space will help you receive the inner adjustments that you need for healing of the magic of the Lady Isis, to be able to reach you with full boldness and genius. Okay, you guys. That is all for this current energy update. Hope these messages resonate. If you want to get in contact with me, you can find me on Facebook, Elocin Ned'RAH Facebook page, or the Modern Day Sage Facebook page. But either or, follow me there. Follow both. Until next time, love you guys. Peace. Thank you for watching. Bye.